my name is Allie and welcome to my channel. We are back with Hakuoki Hijikata's route. Now I've tried to record this like 2 separate times, so the words that are highlighted aren't going to be highlighted in the glossary. Let's just say I was messing up like crazy. Anyway, I'm going to get started and hope I don't mess up like crazy again. Hope I don't have to restart for the 4th time. Okay. Night had fallen by the time we arrived at Kyoto Beach. After leaving the Fushimi Magistrate's office, we made for the Isu Manor. Upon arriving, we relayed our previous encounter and asked for new orders. Alright, so it is the Isu Domain Residence, which is the Isu Domain Residence, a Buddhist temple in Kyoto, used as the base of the Isu Domain. The Shinsengumi rented a portion of the Konkai Komyo in Kurotani. And the next one was Kyoto Beach, I believe. Yeah, Kyoto Beach. A location near what is now referred to as Kanjin Bridge on the Kamo River. All right. Finally, okay. The manor official we met with directed us to the Kyoto Beach, which we did. However...
What? The Shinsengumi is to join us? We've received no such order. I apologize, but could you speak with the commander at the min...
Nagakira seemed to tolerate no more of this.
What the hell? He was the one who told us to come here, damn it. You want to fuck us over? Fine, but you're gonna be disobeying a direct order from your superior, pal. You really want to do that? Please, calm down. I don't know what to do.
The man flinched and shivered, then fell silent. Kondo did his best to assume a professional air, but there was no hiding the massive grin.
I would like to speak to your commanding officer. Do you think you might be able to take me to him?
At last, after a great deal of trouble, we were allowed to remain with the troops of Kyoto Beach. Woo! The chief and the captains left the rest of us to speak with the Isu commanders. They returned some time later, looking tired and drained. Inoue, who'd gone with them, also wore a bitter sort of half-smile.
Well, it would seem that the men stationed here are reserves and not the main force of their army. Their main force has been committed to the defense of Hamagiri Gate.
And we are going to look up that, Hamagiri Gate, which I think it's Hamagiri Gate. One of the western gates of the imperial estate. It is protected by the allied forces of Izu, Kuwana, and Satsuma. They're treating the Shinsengumi like reserves?
Then what the hell did they send us a message acting like this was going to be some sort of emergency?
We can't predict what might happen. Battle may soon approach us. There is little to do but wait. So, all we can do is wait? There was a chance that the call could come at night, so the men stayed awake, ready to act. Whoa, hello there, Harada. Hi. Just let us know if you need to rest a bit, Chizuru. You're always welcome to sleep on my lap. Oh, God. Oh, no, I'm fine. Harada laughed and shook his head. It wouldn't be fair for me to be the one to sleep. The men had to remain alert, anticipating that they could face death at any moment. And my jaw popped. Anxiety wrapped around me until I slept near dawn. The men, however, were vigilant through the night. Even as I drifted in and out of consciousness, I could see them nearby, persisting against the night. The break of dawn burned my eyes as I heard it. A cannon? The crack of a gunshot tore through the morning air, and in the distance I heard men shouting and the clang of metal. The fighting had begun. The captains looked at one another and nodded. And of course it does that. It's time we left. I stared at him for a moment, perhaps not yet fully awake, until I understood what he was saying. Right. With a quick nod, I readied myself to go, then... Stop! What do you think you're doing? We were ordered to stay here!
Did you just tell me to stop?
Even during our lengthy march the day before, I'd never seen Hijikata mad. Maybe because of his position as commander, he was afraid to express himself with his temper flared up. But it looked as if he had reached his limits. Normally, he left the yelling to Nagakira and stayed patient when speaking with army officials. This time, however, he finally had enough.
I thought your job was to protect the imperial estate, but you'd rather sit on your fat ass?
Go Hijikata. And imperial estate. Oh, jeez. Imperial estate, the emperor's residence. The end.
We're here to stop those Choshu assholes from attacking. Tell me, what are the Choshu doing?
But we haven't received any orders.
Hijikata was in no mood for excuses. If you've got any kind of pride in your job, then forget your goddamn orders and move! Without even waiting for a response, Hijikata spun around and stalked off fuming.
Where are we going?
I didn't dare raise my voice above a whisper, but I asked Saito, who was walking near me. To the enemy, which, in this case, means Hamagiri Gate.
Hamagiri Gate. You mean where Isu's main force is protecting, right?
The battle at the gate is likely to be an intense one. You'd better prepare yourself.
All right. Hijikata's fury seemed to rouse the Isu's reserve, who, up to this point, seemed flustered by the threat of conflict, watching the Shinsengumi march. At the end, they followed the Shinsengumi to the Hamagiri Gate. Before long, we'd arrived. Oh my gosh. The gate was pockmarked with scores and bullets, and everywhere dead and dying soldiers littered the ground. The acrid stink of firearms hung in the air. Even though I tried to prepare myself mentally for what lay before me, my heart shattered from the traces of the war occurring ahead. The enemy, however, was nowhere to be seen. We had arrived too late. The battle was already over. After a moment of stunned silence, several of our men were dispatched by Hijikata to determine what happened. Then Kondo sighed.
What are the Choshu thinking? They've raided the imperial estate. I find it difficult to know what they're doing. How do they claim to be the imperial domain?
Kondo simply nodded. The Choshu defined themselves as among those who revered the emperor, yet they attack his home? It didn't make sense to me either. Nevertheless, the damage was done. I was in the middle of pondering their reasons when Saito returned to me.
It appears the Choshu attacked the Hamagiri in the early morning, but were repelled by the combined forces of the Isu and the Satsuma.
And we're going to look that up. Satsuma. Satsuma Domain. A domain governed by an opposition daimyo. Oh, and there goes my toilet. Of course. Named Shimazu. Oh my god, will it stop? They initially supported imperial unification, but they eventually allied with Choshu in the interest of removing the shogun. The forces standing against them were too much for the Choshu, who were forced to retreat. The corner of Hijikata's mouth curled into a grin. Ooh, I like that grin. Sorry.
So Satsuma is helping Isu now, are they?
Times sure are changing. Considering their less than friendly past, it would seem the Choshu became their common foe. The Satsuma and Isu domains hadn't been on the best of terms. I thought they outsmarted the family domain and allied with the imperial court to expel foreigners. Here we go. And the family domain. A domain ruled by a son of the Tokugawa clan. However, I recall my father telling me that they were not much different than the Choshu. Unlike the Choshu, however, they had gone to war with a foreign force and suffered a devastating loss. Following their defeat, I learned the Satsuma began to reconsider their nationalistic stance. Of course, my son's playing in his crib. However, these were only rumors, and what had come to pass had yet to be fully determined.
Hijikata. Supposedly, there's still some of those Choshu bastards fighting over the Kuge Gate. Kuge, I guess? I guess that's what it is. Kuge? Yeah, whatever. And we're gonna find it. There we go. Kuge Gate. A location now referred to as the Inui Gate of Matsuyama Castle. Oh, running. Oh, Yakimura, right? That's his name? No. Yeah, no, Yamazaki. I was thinking of in Mystic Destiny's Yukimura. But actually, that's my character's last name in this game. Confusing. Okay. Hijikata's expression changed as he considered Harada's words. But before he could open his mouth to speak, Yamazaki appeared.
Commander, we believe the men who led this raid are headed for Mount Tenno, I guess?
And here we go again. Tenno Mountain. An important, heavily traveled location in the southern part of Kyoto. It is adjacent to the Setsu province. The Tenno Mountain was located between Kyoto and Osaka. Supposedly, they're in the middle of escaping the Fushimi toward Osaka. After hearing the report from both Harada and Yamazaki, Hijikata contemplated deeply. Although Kondo was recognized as the formal head of the Shinsengumi, I had learned from everyone that all major decisions were deferred to Hijikata. This was no exception, and I could see all eyes were on him. He was silent for a few moments, and then I saw his mouth curve into a small smile. I love that small smile.
Looks like our work's cut out for us, boys. Harada, take your men to Kuge Gate and deal with the Choshu bastards.
Sure thing, boss.
Saito, Yamazaki, I want you to figure out what the situation is here. Hold Hamagiri Gate.
As you wish.
Got it. Your job is a tough one, Chief. I know this is a bitch, but I want you to speak with the Isu bigwigs about a punitive expedition.
A punitive expedition for the Choshu, right?
I made it sound like he had marbles in his mouth. Whatever. Some of those bastards are headed for Tenno, but others will run around and cause trouble. If we're going to go after them, then we'll need to leave Kyoto, and only you can get us those papers.
The Shinsengumi were entrusted with the protection of Kyoto, and if this war was for aiding the Isu, then they had to do more than just to guard the gate. Leaving our post, however, to chase after the Choshu troops meant that we needed permission from the military commissioner, meaning the Isu.
I see. If it's the chief of the Shinsengumi, the commissioner's office will listen to what we want.
After what we'd gone through that day before, I didn't imagine Kondo's task would be an easy one. Still, if the representative was anyone other than Kondo, the Isu would be unlikely to grant the request, let alone entertain the notion of a meeting.
Jen, I want you to go with him. Somebody has to keep an eye on our chief, all right? Of course. I'll do my best, Commander.
Another laugh ran through the soldiers, and Kondo's mouth twisted into a wry sort of grin. Perhaps he chose not to deny it because he knew he might go a little crazy. The rest of you are coming with me to Tenno. As for you... He looked directly at me. I wasn't a warrior, nor did I have political ties. Hijikata didn't know what to do with me. Suddenly I felt very much like dead weight. You can't go with Kondo, but other than that, it's up to you. I'm going to let you guys go here. I hope you are enjoying, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!